welcome to the latest episode of the Chair System. And today, once again, we are going to be doing Chairworks, which is basically the show where I don't have to shave or even put on pants if, I didn't want to. But you know what? You'll never know. And today we're going to be doing something just a little bit different in our first Chairworks episode, where I did your homework for you, and hopefully you're doing it for yourself now, with a little bit of fretboard paper, just like this. And having a whole bunch on one page is really good because we are keeping these chairs we did the other week, except for some reason this morning they've inexplicably turned red and gained a bunch of numbers. I don't know how that happened, but there's really no telling what these pens do at night. Today we are going to do the exact same group of chairs, but we're going to do them from the other end because, we needed variety and all that good stuff. So what we're going to do is, instead of doing a major chair or a major group of chairs, we're going to look at these as minor today as we work this direction instead of this direction. Now, the great thing is the G chair starts on the first dot and goes all the way to the 12th fret with the two little dots, and that makes it really easy to see or really easy to pick out on the fretboard. So I just come down here and I make my first note. And the great thing is I can just look over here and I can constantly use this as a point of reference, because this is what screws a lot of people up, certainly including myself, because you're going to have to cross that B string, and that is just always a little bit messy. But it's the same as right here, except you're working backwards. You make your first dot, you skip one fret and make another dot. It's that easy. You can be counting if you want to. This is 1 because this is a minor chair instead of a major chair. So we're starting with the last note instead of the first note. This, curiously enough, is a 7. Yes, that's right. It's a 7. And this is where you're going to start really understanding the difference intervallically, if that makes any sense, between major and minor chairs. Right beside them, we're going to do another. This is 5. Another right on top of that. It's a 4. So 1, 7, 5, 4. And 3. Yeah, you've already done it. You've made the chair and you can go home. But first of all, don't forget to give that a front leg and a back leg and a back and a seat, because it is a chair and you don't want to fall through. Now, this is where it gets tricky because, of course, normally with these chairs, they're right beside the back of the chair. But in this case, we are jumping over that B string, so we've got to jump up to here. And we do the exact same thing. Oh, by the way, I should probably write these in now, shouldn't I? Yeah, there we go. 4, 3. You don't have to do this. These intervals aren't absolutely necessary at the moment. If you just understand the shape, you can come to learn to spread it over the whole fretboard, and that's really what we're going for. If you could just imagine this whole fretboard completely filled in with all the notes of the G scale, and we're just figuring out exactly where all the notes are on the fretboard. That's all you really need, but these intervals are useful, trust me, in the long term. So we're going to jump 1 fret. We're going to make another dot. This is 1. This is 7. Right beside it is the 5 and the 4 and the 3. Don't forget to make these full chair shapes. And right beside, remember, right beside that back of the chair, you have your first, your 7th, your 5th, your 4th, and your 3rd. And there it is. There it is. You have now created, or rather, I've created, but you've created it vicariously. You have created the entire chair system. And then you just work it from there. Today, we're going to get just a little bit into that by showing the bottom bridges. And the bridges are really simple because all you have to do is skip 2 frets you're going to have a note here, skip 2 frets again. Another note here, skip 2 frets, 1, 2. There you go, right beside it. And then you come down here and it's the exact same thing. Skip 1, 2 frets. And there you go. These are your bridges. These exist below every single chair, and all these notes for the bridges are more chairs. This is exactly the same as this. It's the exact same note, exact same octave, everything, the exact same note. This one is this, or well, actually rather this. It's the top of a chair. So this is the middle of a chair. This is the top of a chair. And from here you can start working yourself down, and then we will work ourselves up. And yes, it does work the exact same way. You just go to one note and go 1, 2 frets in between, and one right there, 1, 2 frets right there, 1, 2 frets right there. Are you seeing a pattern? Over here, 1, 2 frets, and then above, 1, 2 frets, 1, 2 frets. And now you can start to see how this is actually going to start working. And once you figure out what chairs are associated with these bridges, which is really simple because it's just like this, it's just slid over a string, and we'll go into that on the next lesson. It's been really great seeing you guys today. I will see you, or at least you'll definitely see me, on the next episode.